Yo people, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. If you haven't seen recently, I have been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals. I am addicted to this game. So with me playing so far, it's only been out a week. It's the first thing I want to point out. With me playing probably about 15 hours in game and like another 10 hours just on the practice range, just fucking around shooting, practice aiming, I've gotten a little addicted and gotten my like starter thoughts on the game here. So I kind of wanted to do a first starter thoughts tier list. Just go through all the characters and think and try to rate them on how good I think they'll be or how bad I think they are. I will start this out by saying I am not good at the game yet. I'm starting off from a person who's played casually both Overwatch and Paladins in the past. I am not good. I've played maybe 30 games of ranked and I'm only sitting at bronze 2 still. It is a struggle to get through this rank. But I just wanted to get started thoughts and maybe playing the fuck out of this game and hopefully getting good at it. So it'll be cool to see my starter thoughts and then look at this later on. But yeah, I just want to point out, this is my opinion. This is not straight facts. Alright, this is just a Bronzy's ideas of where everyone stands. Let's get into it. Alright, I'm going to start off with tanks here, and I'm going to start off with, I think, the most crazy take I can make. I think Doctor Strange is mid. Listen, I get the whole idea of the portals. I think the portals can be crazy good if used properly. But from what I've seen, this dude just doesn't do enough damage compared to the other tanks. Maybe it's just people I've been playing against and seeing aren't using him correctly. But I don't get it because I also don't see Doctor Strange popping off in videos, so I don't know what I'm missing here. But every tier list I see is just Doctor Strange immediate S tier. I'm like, what? Why? I think he's good. I think being able to fly is a very cool thing. Being able to use the portals is cool. But for the most part, I don't get the hype. He just seems mid. I also want to point out with this, play whatever hero that you want. I think almost all of the heroes is super good and can be played well. There's only one exception, which I might as well just do right away. I think Storm is so bad right now. And I think everyone has this take, and I agree with them. She's just a worse Iron Man, and Iron Man isn't even that good to begin with. I haven't seen anyone do. I've seen all of the rest of the heroes. I've seen someone at least pop off with them. Never seen a Storm do well. So just, if you want to play Storm, go ahead. Just be ready for an onslaught, alright? You're gonna have to play very well. Alright, next up, another kind of a take that might get me in trouble, right? Venom. His character, I want to start off, I'm a little biased. This character is boring. His character is like sandpaper. I play tank. I mean, right now I'm kind of playing a bit more support, but I mean, the most hours I have so far is with Hulk, followed by Magneto and Groot, so it's like... But yeah, Venom is so just sleeper, dude. I don't like playing this character, and I always see Venoms feels like the most popular tank down in bronze right now, and I don't think he's very good. I don't get it, right? Like, I guess it's cool being a tank, being able to sling onto the back line or dive in and then sling away, but it's like this character doesn't do enough damage. Sure, he can be alive for a very long time with his shield that obviously scales with how low he is, but so does every other tank, man. This character just doesn't feel like he has anything interesting to him. And I'll be honest, I think he's C tier. Maybe I'm crazy, but I think he's C, dude. Two just hot takes just out the way. Magneto, I think he's S. I just talked about how Venom is very boring, and honestly, when I started the game and I saw Magneto's kit, I thought Magneto was also going to be boring. But honestly, he's just fun for some reason. I can't really tell you why he's so satisfying for me to play, because really he's just like Sigma, where it's just kind of a shield bot, put up shield, give shields to teammates. You can do some auto damage. Honestly, your damage is pretty high with your M1s, so it's like, it's pretty good in that way, but especially if you give this man a Scarlet Witch, that greatsword attack is, I love it so much. If I'm ever solo tanking, which I am a lot now, I always go Magneto now. The character just feels so good while solo tanking, because you're alive for so long and just able to put out so much pressure if you're doing it right, because you're just shielding your left shielding between your F shield as well. I feel you can use your E bubble on other people, and I'm sure it's a lot better in higher ranks to E bubble your teammates. But honestly, I find that F bubbling yourself is just so much better. It's just be greedy while in bronze, dude. On to Penny Parker. Another a little bit boring, however, only while on attack. On defense, this character is so fun. Just watching people get nuked by your fucking little mines is so fun. I've only played her like 2 games, but in those 2 games I did generally have fun, but I could sense that on attack, she's iffy, you know? It's like you can still do a lot of damage, but most of the time you're like nuking most of their health bars, but then just dying, and it doesn't feel as satisfying. I do think she's kind of crazy. I would definitely put her in B tier here. The cool thing about her, I think anyway, is that she's just consistency. She's able to do consistent damage. She's pretty tanky. Her ult's iffy. It like felt very good at the start, but once you kind of know to kind of dodge around her and dodge around the mines, it's not really as good. But yeah, I think B tier makes the most sense. Above Venom for sure, but below Strange. While I hate on Strange, I think he is still pretty good. Thor. This is a difficult one, because my brain wants to say, no bad, but it's because I don't understand the character. This character is a resource character, and I'm not good with resource characters. I am constantly on this character trying to go into his F mode and then realizing, oh wait, my hammer throw used up one of my hammers. Fuck. And like the dash is weird because it can be good engage, but it's mostly for disengage, but by the time you're able to use it for disengage, you're probably already dead. I just don't like this character overall. However, I think he can be very strong in the right hands. And I'm going to put him above B tier, or above Doctor Strange. I think he is still B, but I think that might just be my bias talking. Honestly, maybe he is A, because I feel like if a person, like, this is my first reactions and, like, how good I think these characters are. So I don't really got to get into specifics too much here. I think I'm just going to put him in A. That feels the most right. It's weird putting him above Doctor Strange, but I feel like if someone put time towards him, he can be cracked. He has a very high skill ceiling. Hulk, my beloved. I wish you were better. I've played this character so much, I don't care that he is kind of mid right now. Like, it's really sad too because he has a health bonus going on right now because of the whole him being the anchor of one of the team ups. And his team ups are pretty good. Like, people meme on the Wolverine one, but if you throw Wolverine correctly, it's just kind of towards the side or behind the team, it can do good. And I mean, it's better than nothing, and it's funny. But yeah, Hulk, I think he's genuinely worse than Venom. If you're the only tank. If he's off tanking, he can be crazy, and I think Kid is another kind of high skill ceiling character, but I think he just needs a little more mana. I cannot tell you what that is, but he just feels like, it's honestly that he feels like he dies so quick compared to other tanks. Even with the, like, 3 health bars, if he has his ult, it's like, I don't know. But if he's killed in his ult, it does take him back to Bruce Banner, which I think is a little silly. I think if he is killed in ult, it should go back to normal Hulk, and then Bruce Banner after that's killed. I've had a few times where I go from Ultra Hulk back to Bruce Banner, which is a little sad. But yeah, I think this character can be really good if he's secondary tanking, off tanking, kind of diving people, being a little bit of an assassin tank. He can pull out some cracked damage, especially if you hit your stuns and your alt fire. But yeah, in general, it's just he feels like he dies so fast. Kind of an underrated character here, I think kind of hidden busted, is Groot. This character feels so fucking strong, especially on defense and on certain maps. If you have, like, the Hydra maps especially, I think are the ones I'm thinking of, where you can block off a lot of the ways to points sometimes, so they gotta take alternate rounds or break the walls, which is obviously time wasted, and the walls in general just seem so fun. Being able to damage people with it, get the max HP, or not max HP, but more HP. I guess max HP is the right term, it just doesn't feel right. Bonus HP feels more correct, but yeah, this character feels so strong. I've had some cracked games on this dude. The alt fire's amazing. The alt I wish had a little more pull range to it. It does feel a little weird sometimes. You'll alt them in the same room, but because they're towards the wall, didn't it? I don't know what to tell you, man. But yeah, this character can be played correctly. A lot of these characters are, if in right hands, can be really good. Groot, I think, honestly, kind of plays himself. I mean, you get your own free cover. People kind of sleep on that. Cover on points and where cover isn't normally is crazy. I think this character is so strong. Captain America. I'm gonna be honest. Mid. He has very similar to Thor. He has a lot of moving parts. You have the sprint, but it seems he kind of has a similar issue to Hulk, where he feels like he dies a little too quick. Obviously, you have your shield block, which is not bad. It's just it's on a cooldown. Not the most fun thing. The jump's ass. Like I saw, the jump does 5 damage. That is crazy. That jump is only used for mobility, basically. Only getting around and disengaging. That is it. But yeah, he can be good. Like, his passive of after he hits, he gets the fucking shield to bounce around. He is obviously really good with the shield. The bash is crazy, I feel. I think he's here. I feel like he does need a little more HP. I think if you even give this guy, like, 100 more HP, he would feel really cracked. I felt like I was barely dying a lot of the times, just waiting for cooldowns to be back up, but maybe that's just me mismanaging cooldowns. And that's my basis for tank. I think tank is honestly in a really good point right now, but that might just be because I mostly play tank. Hulk's the only one that it's like, kinda iffy on. I think could need a little bit of buff. I think Venom I'm just biased against. And the rest of them are kind of cracks, I won't lie. On to strategists or support, and sorry, vanguards are kind of cracked. On to strategist, we have the person I've been playing strategist. I have only played Adam Warlock and strategist, and goddamn, do I love him. His alt fire is so fun. Just loading that shit up and just checking corners and one shot is so fun. And it's just, it feels so easy to get headshots on this guy. And I think, I don't get how this guy isn't S tier. He has such good healing up there with stuff, like, I can rival Mantises and Luna Snows, which we'll get to, but, dude, I do, like, maybe 2,000 less, but I have so much damage blocked, and I have so much damage done. Dude, his damage is crazy, and I feel like I'm missing a lot of the time still. Like, I'm doing better than I was at the start of the game because I lowered my sensitivity. I've had very high sensitivity at the start of this game, but I've lowered it now, and he feels cracked, dude. He feels like a damage strategist, which is what I kind of want to play, and feels so good. I might switch to strategist with him. I need to try out Rocket, and then when Ultron comes out, I am definitely playing Ultron. Ultron will be so fun. Jeff the Shark D tier because I hate you. This character is pretty good. It's mostly because I'm bad at the game, and I get that, but I want to punch my monitor whenever I get thrown off the map. depending on the character, it feels like you have no counterplay. Obviously, if you see a shark kind of coming at you, you should probably back up off your team, let it eat your team, try to dash away, do any of that. But just getting hit by the shark and then being like, oh, well, I'm dead, and it's just so sad. It's just, it's like the character shouldn't be good. Like, I get it, a lot of the other supports are better. He can deal some honestly good damage, and he's very slippery. But oh my god, that ult. Maybe it's bias putting him in A, but he has so much, and then just being able to... I've lost so many games to getting thrown off the map and getting thrown off the objective. It's just... man. Man. Obviously, it's going to get better with time once you realize, once you're kind of watching the Jeff and seeing what's happening. I think he won't be like an issue at all. But for right now, he's very cringe. On to Loki. A character I have not seen a lot of, but I've heard very mixed reactions. Some people say he does absolutely nothing. Some people think he's kind of very good. But honestly, I think he is mid. I think I'm going to kind of take the lukewarm water tank here. His damage is very low. There's not been a time I'm thinking of where I'm losing a 1v1 to Loki. Loki's just kind of mid, man. In terms of damage. In terms of healing, he's crazy. When you're in a Loki clone's healing thing, you're pretty much not dying. You're immortal, dude. But outside of that, it's like, yeah, the clones are a cool thing. This feels like a very heavy one-trick character because obviously he gets to become the other characters and use their ults for free, which is pretty good. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's crazy utility. And I mean, I was talking about utility with Adam Warlock. This guy is crazy for utility, being able to revive at any time. I forgot to even talk about that. There's so many things that makes this character good. It's a jack of all trades, master of all, man. I don't get how people aren't playing this shit, man. Loki, on the other hand, he has a good keep you alive in an area. He can switch his clones to be tricky, and he can use the enemy's ults and kind of characters against them. Cool, but it's not crazy good compared to some of these other characters. Luna Snow and Mantis, I'm just gonna get them out of the way, man. These characters are cracked. They're kind of just crazy in the amount of healing and damage they can be doing. Luna Snow, especially, I find is a big problem in team fights. That ult just lasts so long and is can't do anything unless we have either a Scarlet Witch ult or an Iron Man ult, which these characters are not considered very good. So it's a little iffy, but it's like, yeah, that's just crazy, and she just keeps people alive weirdly and is very slippery. Though, honestly, I'm gonna make a crazy take here. I think Mantis, while good, it can be good between cycling things. She's not as good as a different character, which I think maybe does her job better. Of the cycling between healing and damage, and that's Cloak and Dagger. I think Cloak and Dagger, I've kind of been getting cooked on Cloak and Dagger, and I cannot tell you why, because I don't understand that character. That character is crazy. That's all I know, but they are so slippery. This character feels impossible to hit, and while I think Mantis does have more healing, and it's very hard to kill a Mantis, like 1v1, because of the sleep, Cloak and Dagger can just leave that fight, man. They just get away or are able to survive for so long. It's like, I'm iffy on it. I think they're definitely better than Jeff, for sure. But I don't think they're S tier. I'm going to kind of put them in A. I know a lot of people think this character is dummy broken, and I agree to a point. The sleep is really cringe. I think Luna Snow's better because freezes, healing, and good damage. They are just kind of better Mantis in a way. Obviously, they don't have like the damage boost that Mantis can give you, I believe. I honestly don't remember the support kits much. I kind of need to look into them. Now, a character who is interesting to me, because they are kind of similar to Adam Warlock, it feels, where they are built a lot around utility. Obviously, the Revive beacon is crazy. That is a crazy ability to have on someone just as a basic ability. However, I haven't played the character, I want to point out, but it doesn't feel like he does much. I'll be honest, like, I was practicing him a little in practice range, and his auto damage is really bad. His ability to just, like, jetpack a little bit, it feels like he's obviously very fast. He can heal pretty well, it feels like. I don't know, I just feel like if his damage was a little better, he would feel a lot better, but maybe I'm crazy. And I also think maybe a little bit too much of his power budget was given to the revive beacon. I'm gonna, like, off first impressions here, not playing him at all. I'm gonna put him above Venom because I do think he's interesting and I do really actually want to try him. His kit seems interesting, I just don't know how it works as a fully functional kit. It feels like he doesn't have anything going that is like his big thing. Obviously, he has his beacon, but it's like, that's one ability. It's his other abilities aren't really based around that, it feels like almost. So it's like, the character's a strange one, and I need to try him and see what he's all about, really. It's just whenever I see the character so far, it feels like he's just there, but doesn't do anything crazy. I'm going to leave him there for now just because there might be something there. I might be missing something, and I do want to try him. On to DPS finally, or what are they called? Duelists. Jesus Christ, this is taking me so long. Whenever I do tier lists, I underappreciate how long it takes to just talk and get through everyone. Iron Fist is crazy. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that. Is he the best in the game? Not really. Also, I should update this. Snow is definitely better than everyone. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Good. Yeah, I think that... Okay, there we go. Iron Fist is going to second spot in S tier here. I think he is a little overrated. I think he is really good. But once you kind of learn how to aim with him, I think we just need practice into his dives in general. But yeah, if you're on a support and you're playing into an Iron Fist, you're not going to have a fun time unless you're able to outplay him. And for the most part, I think he's the best of the, like, flank duelists, but I don't really play duelists as much, so even though I was saying I don't play strategists as much, I've played a lot of Adam Warlock compared to, I've played like an hour of Namor compared to probably 2-3 hours of Adam Warlock. But yeah, it's like, I think this character is crazy, being able to self-sustain. He just can dive onto you and do a lot of damage. I don't really want to talk about him much because everyone knows this character is stupid. Everyone has been agreeing this character is dumb, as was someone else, but they're at the end, so we'll talk about them later. Now, this is a take that will also maybe be a little crazy. I think... I'm gonna put him at the top of B here, man. I don't get how people are saying this character is bad. Like, I don't get it. I have seen some crazy Iron Mans even in higher ranks, dude, in videos and stuff. The ultimate is crazy, just being able to entirely nuke that section of the game. It's like, oh, dude, all he does is fly and shoot, but it's like, dude, he's flying around a lot harder to hit, and his, like, explosion range is crazy, dude. If they are not god level aimers, it's like it's very difficult to hit him, man. And it's like a thing of a lot of people are being like, oh, if Iron Man's an issue, I just kill him and look out for him. But it's like, how does that lower his thing compared to these other things, man? I've seen some crazy Iron Man flanks and some crazy cheese spots already. I think people are severely underrating this character. Being able to fly is pretty good, and they are definitely a better Storm. Storm is so mid. And it's a thing of like, dude, he can fly and feels like he does some crazy damage if done correctly. It's just you kind of got to have the right mind on how to play them, I feel. But also, this is a crazy take because I'm bronze, man. This is just first impressions. Magic feels pretty strong. I'm completely fine with putting her in A tier here. She just is good. She's just a really good mix of the flank and the just kind of damage over time almost. She has very slow attacks, and that kind of works to her advantage, I'd say, in ways. I don't know, it feels like magics pop off a lot. The teleport around is so nice, and just, there's a lot of combos and good shit with her. I think she's a good mix of a base DPS with a little bit of flank. On to this asshole. Moon Knight. If anyone is the top of 8, it is this man. Because holy shit, this character is crazy. Especially if you're playing Vanguard, he just melts you. He is the embodiment of a tank buster. And god damn it, he's going to the top of 8. I know, just shoot the onks. But it's a thing of, you still have to take time to kill that onk. While you're killing that onk, he can just hit the onk or hit you. That's some free damage there, and then you gotta aim back up towards him. He gets like 3 shots off, maybe 2. It's like, dude, it just feels kind of crazy, and it's like, I don't know, man. The character is strong. Placing a fucking, the onks is wild. You get just obliterated by Moon Knights. All they have to do is be okay at aiming, I feel. Like, obviously he has to play around the onks, but it's pretty easy for him to play around the onks. I find, anyway. I obviously haven't played him, so maybe I'm wrong, but from the Moon Knights I've been watching, they seem to do it just fine. Namor. Namor is, I think, another very underrated pick. He is my most played duelist, and for good reason. This character is crazy, and my aim on him is kinda shit. But damn, his turrets do, like, good passive damage, and if you hit that fucking alt fire on someone, and the turrets will just shred them, dude. It is so easy to get set up on this guy, and the enemy team just kinda doesn't focus you, which is so silly by them, because all it takes is their support to be off just a little bit, and your HP bar is just gone and you're dead. This character is so crazy, especially, honestly, he's kind of good in close distance fight, which is crazy to me. The Trident kind of has a cracked hitbox. I can see this character being good later on. Do I think he's good right now? It's hard to tell, because it's like, I don't see many Namors popping off, dude. I have seen a few, and I've done really well on him, but we'll see how it lands. A lot of people don't think the character is good, so I kind of want to take that into point here. I don't want to be like, ooh, S. A honestly feels a little strong for him, but low A I think makes enough sense. Black Panther, mid as hell. Like, I don't know, the character just feels like almost the worst of the flanker characters. I think flanks are really strong right now, outside of actually, fucking, this one's a little worse. But yeah, he has a lot of mobility, I'll give him that, but I'd say Spider-Man has more. He kind of feels like the middle of everything, and it's just, I don't know, he has a lot of dashes. Could be good. Also, I forgot, you as well are also not a good flanker, but you're a little more of a tank buster. It's like, he seems to have options, but the Black Panthers I've seen aren't really doing those options well enough, and I feel like the other characters can just do flanking better. Psylocke. This character is interesting. I'm gonna be honest, I don't see her a lot, but when I do see her and I'm on tank, it's kind of cringe. That ultimate, not fun for me. Usually I'm kind of caught out, and usually it doesn't kill me, but it gets me to like 100 HP, especially on Magneto, dude. I feel like I get ulted by Psylocke a fuck ton on Magneto for some reason. But yeah, this character feels pretty strong from what I've seen. A lot of mobility, the invis is really good, can kind of assassinate people while being a main DPS still. She is kind of similar to Magic in the way that she is a flank, but also a standard DPS. And I think she is better. I think there is good. I think she is better than Mantis and all of them. But I don't know if I'd say she's better than someone like Moon Knight. I think she has a high skill ceiling, especially with like pulling the bullets back and when to do that and all that. And you especially need to know where your like corridors are for where you need to run into after you deal your damage. But Scarlet Witch. This character is a weird one, right? Because she's the embodiment of a pub stomper, where she's really good when people don't have a lot of knowledge, but once you have a lot of knowledge, she's really bad. And it's hard because in those first few days, this character was hell. It's a auto-tracking attack, and she has 2 get out of jail free cards and a stun. It's like, ugh, what the hell, man. But now that you're kind of knowledgeable to watch out for her when she's on the enemy team, give her a kind of good enough distance, and I think the ultimate kind of mid. It's kind of ass now. I'm gonna be honest, they may need to shorten the time it takes for her to blow up. She can take a lot of pressure up with her ultimate because you need to be out of the way, but people can also just shoot and try to kill you. I think she's above Hulk, honestly. Is she? I think she can do with a little bit of buffs, and I think Hulk is kind of in the same way. I'm going to put Hulk below her because I'm biased. Hulk so bad, please give buff. But yeah, this character, I think she'll probably fall even lower just because the kit's kind of designed to be a pub stomper in a way it feels. So I don't know. Spider-Man. It's another interesting one because I think he is just worse Iron Fist, like almost exactly. He has a good escape tool, I guess. It's kind of Iron Fist has the sustain and the blocking. Spider-Man has a get out of jail free card with his swinging, and his ult's I think a lot better. His ult's kind of crazy, but it's like, other than that, it's like being a worse Iron Fist. It's like I haven't honestly seen too many cracked Spider-Men. I honestly make the joke a lot of the time that they're kind of stupid down here, but that's mostly because my friend plays Spider-Man. I'm going to just for rage bait, because he's also the strongest character, not strongest, the most popular character almost for sure, because it's Spider-Man. I'm going to put him in B tier next to Doctor Strange. I think the character can be very good if played with a very high level, but B tier, man. Squirrel Girl, also B tier. I think maybe there. I think she can be better than Penny. It's like the character is weird. It's similar to Junkrat, where I think there can be very fun things that you can do. Obviously, she's similar in the way of she has exploding shots, and it's like those shots, if you land them, can be very strong. However, I feel like the hitbox, weirdly, I don't say this a lot in this game because honestly a lot of the hitboxes are very large, but hers kind of seems small in her bullets, and it doesn't feel too impact. It feels a lot more impactful in Overwatch when you get hit by a Junkrat bullet compared to a Squirrel Girl bullet in Rivals. I believe she has 2 forms of CC from what I've heard, which is crazy to me, and I didn't realize that because I feel like I've only ever gotten hit by 1 form of CC by her. But yeah, her ultimate seems kind of trash, I'll be honest. Like, I didn't even know you could kill the, apparently you can kill her ultimate, from what I heard from somebody, but I haven't really tried because I don't really shoot at the squirrels because I feel like they just don't do anything when she ults. I don't know what her ult does. I presume damage, but I'm never really dying from a Squirrel Girl ult, but I see other people dying from Squirrel Girl ult, so I think I'm a little confused on this one. I honestly think I haven't played against this one enough to tell what's going on here, but I'm also a little bit of a Squirrel Girl hater just in general, because a lot of people think this character is hot, and I don't. So maybe I'm a little biased, but I'm gonna put her there. Star-Lord, I think this character's cracked. Like, this is another one that I'm like, people might people might be sleeping on this one, dude. I think he can be really good. He's just got so many tools in the arsenal, and I think he can absolutely nuke people. Another flanker DPS, dude. I didn't realize how many of them there were in this until I was kind of making this. Like, there's a lot of mixes of flanks and DPS. I did not realize that till now. But yeah, I think he also is mid. It's just flankers right now. Iron Fist is just the best. It's like, and everyone kind of feels like just the worst Iron Fist in a way. I don't know. Melee at flankers just iffy, and then obviously he's not melee, which is good for him. If he was melee, he'd probably be like C tier, maybe D. But it's like he does have the hits, and his damage does feel crazy. I think there's going to be a lot of cracked Star Lords. His damage on his guns is kind of crazy, dude. And the free reload, it's just so easy to hit headshots on this character that I think he will be cracked. This is a character I wish people played more. I kind of want to put him in S just to prove a point, but it's like I really shouldn't because I don't think he deserves S at all. Also, I'm going to lower Black Panther to C. I think, you know what, we're going to do this, and I think he does deserve top of B here. I think this is a very underrated character. I don't get why people don't play Punisher more. His rifle is just so much sustained damage, and then he has the turret on top of that, so much more sustained damage. His ultimate is just cracked out of this world, dude. And it's like, also, if people dive him, he has the shotgun one-shot, dude. How is this? You know what? No, I'm putting this in S tier. I'm putting this next to Adam Warlock, above Adam Warlock, and above Cloak, dude. This character is crazy. I think people just aren't realizing it yet. And this is a kind of similar scenario here, but not really. It's just this character is going to be cracked in the future. Because right now, Hawkeye is a better version of her. It's like, if you're going to play Sniper, probably just play Hawkeye. But it's like, when this character has the seasonal buffs that give her like 10 or 20%, like Hawkeye has now, yeah, she's gonna be crazy, because she's gonna be doing the funny Widowmaker things of just one-shotting. Right now, okay. Not really special, nothing too crazy, and you really do not see a lot of them. Honestly, no, I think she is above Loki. I think that's a good point for her. It's like, I just don't see her a lot, and she's like, just not as good because she doesn't one-shot with headshot. It's kind of the problem with these sniper characters. They're either really good or really bad. And this one, I kind of want to put her lower, but it's like, like she can still be good if you're cracked aim. So I'm just going to put her in B tier and leave her there. It's like, it's hard to rate characters that feel like just a worse version of this other character, because it's like, oh, I'll just play them, so these characters are just worse, which might not exactly be true, but it feels true. You feel. Winter Soldier. This is another tough one that might get me into a little bit of heat. I don't think he's S tier. I think he's A, and maybe in the future low B. I know people are getting better on him, but people are also learning how to play against him. If you don't hit your ultimates on this character, he doesn't feel good. Obviously, we've all seen the clips, alright? 6-man crazy, armed and dangerous, again! Like, it's not fun. But I feel like if he doesn't hit the ultimate, he's kind of bad, man. Maybe people get really good on him and they just they exceed my expectations, but I feel like this character is going to fall behind eventually. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I think I'm right. I don't know, man. I don't know. I have seen a lot of people saying this character is going to be really crazy once people get really good on it, especially with like the pulls and stuff, but I don't think so, man. I think if you dodge the ultimate, it's kind of bad. Onto a character that's also kind of bad. He's not as bad as everyone initially thought, which is good. He is a flank, but he's also a tank buster. His whole goal, apparently, is basically dive in, use the move that picks up people to pick up the tank and bring him into the team, because he does percent damage, basically. He does more damage the higher HP you have, so it's like, he's really good at tank busting, but it's like he's also a flank character that's pretty squishy. It's like most of the time, I don't think he's picking up the tank but maybe I'm wrong. I've been hearing rumors of some crazy Wolverines out there, so, like, maybe I'm wrong. And then we get to the two top picks. Like, I don't think I need to say anything on this, man. Like, these guys are ridiculous. Like, they're crazy. I'm gonna do a little bit of adjustment here. I think this makes a lot more sense to me. Yeah, that looks a lot better to me. I think calling these guys S tier was a little too much. I think these these four are confirmed S tiers. These are kind of crazy picks. And then these, I feel like, do all feel like A tier. I'm actually kind of happy with this tier list. I'm not too mad about anything here. There's a few controversial picks, obviously, like Doctor Strange here. I feel like every tier list has him pretty much up in. He's like the five. The five, I think, are everyone's S tier are Hela, Hawkeye, Luna Snow, Iron Fist, and then Doctor Strange. But I just don't think he's good. I don't see it, man. Maybe I don't understand his kit, which is very possible, but I'm kind of a Doctor Strange hater here. But yeah, this is my pick, my starter tier list here. Once again, take this with a grain of salt. I'm not very good at the game yet, but yeah, this is my starting idea, Season 0 Marvel Rivals tier list. Let me know if you enjoyed and if you agree or if you disagree, and I will see you for more streams of Marvel Rivals and hopefully more videos at some point. CY, fucking @ sign.